Okay, I know you are all dying to know, did I get the Aperol Spritz? And however, did I redeem myself after not being able to go to the attractions I wanted to go to this morning? And redeem myself I did. I had a nice little wander around the market, saw some giant pears, and saw some really gorgeous Georgian architecture. What were these buildings back in the day, and what is this building now? I went closer to have a look because I had to know more. You can see in there it's all dilapidated and covered up, but there were some really cool posters on the inside. How amazing. Some more contrast in London streets. You've got these gentlemen baristas and then those spiky spikes on the side, not letting people in to wherever that yard goes. And then, yeah, you can see some church, I don't know which one that is, behind Borough Market's flashing lights and bustling, hustling streets. I found a lane called Dirty Lane, and I want to understand why that is called Dirty Lane. And some more old, gorgeous buildings, and a row of gorgeous Georgian houses, and a really nice car outside. I love that people live in those houses there. And then I was reminded of the Clink, which I've always wanted to go to. And this is where my luck started to change, because as I wandered up to the front desk, I realised the entry was only £8. I always just assumed it would be way more expensive than that, because it gives like a Madame Tussauds vibe, which is really, really pricey. But enter I did, and oh my god, I had the best morning. This is me leaving the free world behind and locking myself in for an hour of fun. I learnt about the history of Southwark, which is one of London's oldest boroughs, and has always been an area of London's sordid activities, cockfighting, brothels, bear fighting. It was under the charge of the Bishop of Winchester, first established in 886 as a defensive burh against London Bridge, which is London's oldest bridge. It was established in 1144, and it was one of the earliest prisons in England, and it was one of 6 prisons in Southwark, owned and controlled by the Bishop of Winchester, and is actually located within his palace walls. It has an incredible 600-year history and has seen many of London's good and evil doers within its 4 walls, including gamblers, the Catholic, heretics, pirates, and treasoners. It also housed Protestant pilgrim fathers who went on to be the first white settlers in America, and was eventually destroyed during the Gordon riots, which was Protestant anti-Catholic riots during the 1780s, which I've actually made a video on my YouTube channel, so go and check that out. And while there is so much other geography girl lore buried within the Clink, what I found out was that the Winchester geese, who were actually buried in the Crossbones graveyard, which I tried to go to earlier, were called Winchester geese because Winchester was the bishop that owned the land, and they would wear white aprons and yellow bonnets and hiss at people as they went past to try and entice them into using their services. I also learned a lot about torture methods, which were kind of harrowing and made me feel like I needed a good scrub afterwards. And I'm going to be diving into some of those in part 3, so stay tuned. See you there. Bye.